Because it's another day that you woke up, you're alive, and you're a witness to everything. You get to witness life, existence, color, smell, taste, and most importantly, you get to think. You get to use your brain and think about whatever you want to think about. You get to watch whatever you want to watch. There's so much variety of things you can watch. Are you not living in the best time ever? Are you? Maybe you would like to live in another time. Nevertheless, this is where you are destined to be. You are destined to be here, living now. Otherwise, you wouldn't exist at all. I'm sorry, my friends. The chances of you and I existing, being born human, here are the numbers. 1 out of 400 trillion are the chances of you being born. I mean, think about that number. 1 out of 400 trillion? Oh my God, you get to exist. Not only do you get to exist, you get to sleep in a bed, you get to pick blankets, you get to eat, drink. 8.7 million other species on Earth don't get that luxury. They're looking for food, they're looking for shelter. They're eat or be eaten, right? Every species is suffering way more than us. Just for food. And do you know what the worst pain is? Besides the toothache. Actually, no, this is worse. Starvation. And the cruelest rulers in history have done that to their people. Stalin did it to his people. Mao in China, Maoism, he did it to his people. He made his people turn on each other. Let's never do that. Let's never ever have a leader so evil turn us against each other. Because you have the power to think critically, think independently, and not be persuaded by someone who's on a podium who speaks loudly and is looking like they can have authority over you. No one should have authority over you. Wait a minute. You think they know better? You think they're smarter? You think they have the answers? Maybe you have the answers. Why don't you sit, think about how to solve that problem? You do better than the evil people who are starving their own people. Let's hope that never happens again. But as all human beings, we need to stick together, okay? As long as we all need to eat, we all need shelter, and we all love the animals, we need to stick together. By the way, I would like to wish a happy birthday to one of my subscribers in Russia. Wow. To be honest with you, when I first started this channel, I was happy to have even 1,000 subscribers, just, doing regular videos. I know I've been all over the place. You gotta understand something. I already told you, it's easy to get views wrestling. Right now I have no one to wrestle. How many times do I have to tell you? I got kicked out of 2 gyms. I work full time, all right? I don't make money off of YouTube. It's a hobby. It's not like, you know what I mean? This is my career. This is a hobby. Listen, I'm doing this video on my way home from work. This is it. This is my free time. After that, I need to work out. I need to check on Milo, my homeless cat, who I'm trying to bring in the house, and we just ordered him a house, and supposedly it's coming in the mail. It's going to be bad weather tonight. Hail, rain. I'm worried about this guy. Listen, I have a life. Not much of a life, but enough of a life that I'd like to enjoy. I already got kicked out of 2 gyms. What more can I do? Who am I going to... You want me to wrestle a teddy bear? You want me to wrestle a teddy bear? I don't know. What? How low have I sunk it? How low? I mean, it's pretty embarrassing. I mean, even my mother would be like, Liz, that's enough. I'd say, yeah, Ma, you're right. That is enough. So happy birthday to my subscriber in Russian. The name of this subscriber is... I might say it wrong because it's Russian. It is Artem. Artem. Happy birthday, Artem. And he's from Zurich, Russia. Now, I think we should have world peace now. No more getting scared about Putin, hear me out. Let's just start over. Listen to me. Forget about these politicians. Forget about them. I'm telling you, let's start fresh. Start over. All right? Because Russians and the Ukrainians, they're wonderful people. I've met them in person. They like me. They find me funny. And this is like their fourth language. Because guess what? When they come here from Ukraine, they don't just speak Ukrainian and Russian. They speak French. They speak Turkish. They speak a little bit of Spanish. And they speak English. And you know how I feel? I feel like a big, fat failure. Because most Americans, we only speak one language, and that's English. Seriously. You meet any European or person from Russia, they speak like, not English is like their second language and they speak it better than us. They speak like 3 other languages. Oh, I also speak French. Oh, I also speak Spanish. Oh, I also speak Turkish. I'm like, huh? And Russian is a very difficult language. Like, I can't even say it. Zurshink. There's a D in front of it, but you don't use the D. Zurshink, Russia. I think there's over 400 million people that live there. Moscow's the capital, though. Oh, wait, is there a capital? No, wait, only America has capital. See, Americans, we don't know much. We only know how to, speak English. But I get along, another reason why I get along with Russians and the Ukrainians is because they're known around the world for being big thinkers. Our greatest thinkers have come from Russia and artists. So artists, they're artists and thinkers. And me, my personality is an art. My personality is like those paintings that you see on the wall and it doesn't make sense, but yet people still spend so much money on this painting. That's me. I'm that painting manifested in human form. Manifested. That's right. I'm that picture on the wall that you're like, who's gonna buy that? It makes no sense. Who's gonna buy that? So my personality is art. And I'm a thinker. So happy birthday. By the way, I looked up where you live. You got a lot of toxic gases from World War II. I hope they clean the air. But there's not much you can do. I'm so sorry, but still, happy birthday to you. I made that up. Yeah, look it up. Zurshink. The only thing you get is all the negativity of like the chemicals in the air. They had explosions. Oh my God. You don't know what just happened today. There's a flood in Spain, Valencia, Spain. 73 people so far died. Life is not fair. Spain, a flood. Half my family's in Spain. I never met them, but they're there. Oh my God. I only know about this is because they have the TV on when we're doing procedures. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Man, Mother Nature. I gotta turn here, so it's gonna be a here we go, slow turn, it's a curve. Mother Nature, man. Like I said, does Earth have a consciousness? It does. I mean, it has hormones, I guess. Its hormones are these horrible floods. Yep. Oh, my goodness gracious. I mean, you could really, listen, I'm not saying this to be cheesy or corny. You really have to be happy to be alive. Like, the only problem with being alive is that if you focus too much on how fast time goes by and how quick, you can't focus on the negatives. Here's the thing, and I've said this before, there's 2 kinds of YouTube channels as far as people just talking about different topics, but you have the negative channels and the positive channels. And I told you, the negative ones have way more subscribers. I'll give you an example. There's this one guy I was watching, and he was super positive. And he's just doing videos from his car, right? Had like 20 subscribers. And he's doing all positive content. The one day, and I subscribed. I was like, you know what? I'm going to support this young kid. He's doing positive content. That's nice. I support anyone doing positive stuff, because the negative stuff, I mean, they're doing very well. So he went from like 20 subscribers to 700 because he started posting videos that were a little bit negative. Like how it's no longer worth it to go out anymore. It's too expensive. So that's more of like the negative, right? Like people feed into the problems, right? But then his other videos, 100 views, 200 views, you got to be negative, But I'd rather make 20 people feel good than bring them down. Because like I said, it's not about the numbers anymore. Like at this point, it's not that I don't care. I just don't want to care enough where my, how should I say, ego is making the decision. I'd rather talk, you listen, you don't listen. I'm not going to be, you can't be attached to this idea of what success is. Success is not more. It's not $1 billion. It's not $1 million. It's having just enough money to survive, to take care of yourself, to take care of others. Friends. You don't need 100 friends. You don't need 1,000 friends. You don't need 20 friends. If you have 2 really good friends, there's everything, like for example, everything in your body is working at a level just perfect so that you can survive. Same thing with the universe. It's working at just a level where if some electrons were out of whack, we wouldn't even exist. You just have to appreciate existence. It is so complex. Look at this. Look at, I'm alive. This is easy. This is easy. I don't even have to think about moving my lips, talking, thinking, moving, driving. I have thoughts about the past, the future. There's a lot going on here. This is organic. This is pretty spectacular. If you really just stop and think about, no, really, how wild it is to be alive and exist, it like blows your mind. And again, the chances of you being here is 1 in 400 trillion. But let's talk about why that's true. All of your pertinent ancestors, all of them, since the beginning, had to survive wars. And we've had many wars since the beginning. You want to talk about that it's bad now? It's always been bad. Always. Now we have screens. 3 screens at once. So we could see the bad things happening in every place around the world all at once. The Vikings. Let's imagine that there was televisions in the day of the Vikings. From the year 800 to 1100, they were just in their ships. They were going west, and they just took over for land. And they really took over. There was murder, there was mayhem. And there was like 100,000 wars after that. Pick a place, pick a time, pick a city. People against people. The Armenians. There was an Armenian genocide. No one ever talks about that. You can't get past it. Maoism, the Chinese. 60 to 80 million people gone. For what? For nothing. The point of it is that's number one. None of your ancestors, boy or girl, obviously, because that's the only way to make a baby, died before any of these catastrophes of war. Being killed. Being a innocent bystander. Now, number 2, the plague. None of your ancestors, this all ties in with the happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, you're alive. Number 2, plagues. We've had many, many plagues. And your ancestors survived them. They survived the plague that, you know what? The cats, you killed the cats that killed the rat, and the flea was on the rat. So you felt overwhelmed by the cats in England? Well, guess what? Now there's no more cats. Now there's too many rats. No more cats, too many rats. The flea on the rat got on the people, and it was a bad plague. Killed like 200 million people. That's before planes, trains, cars. If we had it today, probably kill a lot more. In the year 5000 BC, guess how many people existed on Earth? 5 million people. 5 million people on Earth in the year 5000 BC. Now, how do we go from 5 million to 8.2 billion today? If you go 7,000 years later, from 5000 BC to the year 1800, we were 1 billion. Now come to the present day, 8.2 billion. What are we fighting for? We're all related. From those 5 million people came all of us. Subtract 5 million from 8.2 billion. We're all related. We're all right. If you keep going back, right? What's the point? Enough already. Believe what you want to believe. I don't care. As long as we're not starving and we have shelter. What's the problem? Why do we keep doing this? You ever go on a road trip? You ever see how much land there is? There's enough lands for everybody. Enough already. There needs to be more people standing up to the bad guys. Look, there's a cop right here. He's right here. Of course I'm going to stop. Look, there's a cop. Should I wave? He's a sheriff. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to look both ways. But there's a truck. I think, should I let the truck go? I'm going to go. There's a copper. I did a good stop. A long stop. I think he might be the same sheriff who stopped me that one time when I was doing 73 miles an hour when I should have been doing 55. Now I always do the speed limit because Mamacita doesn't want a ticket. And Mamacita doesn't want to pay more insurance. And Mamacita doesn't want to hit a deer anyway. So maybe, that was my guardian angel sheriff, because it's better to go slow. It's better to have people go around you. Because either you're the person going around someone or they're going around you. Either way, that's the philosophical truth. So, you're alive. Congratulations. All your ancestors got together from way, 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 way back. You just to infinity back. We're just talking humans here, right? So, none of your permanent ancestors, they didn't die in a war, they didn't die in a plague, and they all had to meet at the right time, at the right place, and get together to create you. At some point, you weren't even thought of 1,000 years ago, but here you are. That was a long, long time to wait. But were you waiting? Where were you? Where the hell were you 1,000 years ago? Where was I? I know I was an egg in my mom, but where was I before she was born? I know I was that one sperm that was super fast and determined to hit that egg. That's another thing. I know you can't remember. You can't remember. I'm sure some lunatic can't remember. I shouldn't say that. Some really far out there person's like, I remember everything. Hell, I should say I remember it. Maybe that should be my thing. I should tell people I remember being a sperm and hitting the egg. You know what? Let's go with it. You guys, I hate to tell you this. I'm special. I remember so much of my life. I remember it was hard. There was like 100 others around me. They were going fast, a lot faster than me. But I was like, let's go. I gotta go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And then finally, boom. There was another guy right next to me, short little guy. I could have been 5 feet tall. But I hit that egg. I remembered it just like it was yesterday. I'm the sperm that hit the egg. I'm the sperm that hit the egg. I'm the sperm that hit the other sperm, quiet, didn't say much, suffered from depression. So I'm glad that I'm the sperm that hit the egg. The happy sperm. That's kind of funny. I'm Frizzy Lizzy today, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know, stop, sign. I don't care. That's funny. So yeah, once I hit that egg, I knew, boom, I get to live a life and do what I want. Do what I want, think what I want, say what I want when I'm alone in my car. I'm thirsty. All right, so let's go back to the miracle of your life. So let's go back. Your parents, all like hundreds of them, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, just keep going back. They all had to survive war, because there's been wars nonstop. We've been talking about when they had the swords and they were cutting each other's heads off. 2, the plague. 3, they all had to meet at the right place at the right time. And the next one is this. We have had five times that the earth has gone through a change. We all know about the dinosaurs, but we also had 5 other times where the earth has gone through significant change. 99.9% of all life on earth, including your pertinent ancestors, has been extinct. All the life that you see now is the 1% that survived. It survived. So it's not just us that are so special, because we're human, but all other life that you see, when you look at it, remember and realize it's a winner of life. Because, quite honestly, nothing should exist. And then that's a thought you could have. I mean, you shouldn't even be here. I shouldn't even be here. And here I am. So I'm going to have fun. I'm going to talk. And I'm not going to, I can't wrestle all the time. This is the time I have. I'd rather give you something than nothing. And if you're in another country and you can't understand me, what can I tell you? There's people here that can't understand me. It's weird because I think to myself, I'm here, right? Where was I 1,000 years ago? Because in order for me to exist here now, I had to exist in some form. How did I just manifest from nothing? I guess if you're religious, you'll say I came from dust. I could be religious and realize I didn't come from dust. Maybe the soul just enters the body right when you're being born. I don't know. But remember, there's 8.7 million other species on Earth. We're not the only ones. You could be anything. Anything. And you're lucky, because if you're watching this right now, you're very lucky. Your parents, they had you. And I'm sick of hearing, oh, it wasn't planned. You think anything was planned? You think from the time of 300 BC there was such thing as planning? I mean, this is only like the last recently that like, oh, we plan. There's no plan. Women would have babies as soon as it was time, as soon as they were fertile. 15, 16, 17. You know what I mean? As soon as people were fertile, just like the animals in the wild. We were animals in the wild. Hey, whatever happened to those one guys? Because we're the Homo sapiens. What happened to the other guy? They disappeared. That we might be, a few of us might be related to them. What are they called? It'll come to me. I'll just keep talking and it'll come to me. Because there's us, there's the Homo sapiens, and they died off. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Some of us still have them in our DNA if you keep going back. So a lot of people like to do the DNA thing where they can see what they are. Like a lot of I think Americans probably like to do this more because all of us, like our family all came here at some point like 2 generations ago. So a lot of times you get a lot of German people who are from here and they're like, oh, well, we left because, we were escaping the war or we were escaping Poland was bad. So you have a lot of people in their 80s, they'll tell you, why they came here. People leave here because of wars. They leave here because there's more job opportunities. They come here because it's a better life. I mean, this is going back, right? But when you get the DNA test, it'll tell you, oh, you're 1% Jewish, you're 43% Spanish, you're 20%, I don't know, Italian. Like, it'll tell you. I didn't do it. But I'd like to change it up a little bit. I'd like to make it better. I'd like to actually see these people. Show me the people. Show me the people. Show me, what did they look like? What were they doing? How did they act? What were they doing in the year 1500? Like, wouldn't that be absolutely amazing? Am I the only one thinking this? Like, right now, if I could sit back and see people in the 1500s that if it wasn't for them copulating, all right, getting together, I wouldn't exist. Just those 2 people. Okay, you know what? Let's go to the year 1200. Let's see those people. I mean, like, if you could just see I mean, because obviously there's a lot of people that had to get together. The further you keep going back, then let's go back to the year 5000 BC and see. I don't know, what do you believe? What do you believe? Do you believe that it's a mix between spirit and then materialism, like our body, the flesh? I don't know. That doesn't really make sense. Being alive doesn't make sense. Because you can't come from nothing and be nothing and then die and be nothing again. Because we're so complex. This is too complex. Right? I don't know. I'm confused. The whole thing is confusing. Wouldn't you say? More people need to think like this and talk about these things. But most people, they're not interested. But I find this topic very interesting. Because life itself, in essence, blows my mind. For example, these cats. Did they ask to be born? I already said this. No, they did not ask. So why should they suffer and be starving? Again, that's the worst pain, to be to be starving. To be starving. I'm a little bit hungry right now, but I'm not starving. So, how do you feel about your birthday? Do you like your birthday? I like my birthday. I appreciate my birthday. I took off from work for my birthday, but they didn't officially put it through, so I just went to work. But my birthday was on a Monday, so I'm like, you got two kinds of people. People are like, oh, it's my birthday, I don't care. You know, you get older, I don't care, I don't want to. And then you have the other people who feel like, oh, it's my birthday. You know, it's depressing, I don't want to be at work. And then some people just want to forget the day because they want to forget that they are mortal. And we get scared because the years are going by faster and faster and faster. Which is why you got to have fun every day. And then the day is over. And then it's the next day. And then it's the next day. Time is the biggest illusion. And the only way we know time is by looking at it on a clock or on a digital device. But if you were to just sit without knowing what time it was, you would go mad. You would just go by like our ancestors did. The seasons, the day, the birds flying in the sky. It's nice to be one with nature. But we're the only species that needs a house. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that birds build a nest, but you know, they don't have a house. 8.7 million species. We gotta have a house. We gotta have a home. And we gotta pay for it. But don't worry, we just sacrifice the time for the money, and the money pays for the home, and then it's all worth it. The only difference is we know about our life. We think about it. We see time speeding up. But at least they don't have to contemplate their mortality. They just live in the moment and they're happy. Humans, the ones that don't want to acknowledge their birthday, they're scared because you realize you don't have much time left. You know? And most of it is spent working. It really is. And it's not that there's anything wrong with working, but I think we should switch the days. You should have more days off, less days working, and there's enough work for everybody, and the people making ridiculous money, it's just spread down below. I can make it work in my head, not in reality. What a day, what a day. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Halloween. They don't let us get dressed up. I work for Halloween, which I think is just, what are you gonna do? Who cares, right? Big deal. The real problems in the world, like the floods in Spain. Every day there's a different thing going on. That's why you gotta be happy. You gotta be happy. You're safe. You got everything you need. You just never know. And you don't want to know. Well, this is the end of the video. I'm about to pass the cows on this side. Are they even out? Maybe they brought them in because they know there's going to be a storm later. No, there's a few cows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love the cows. I wish I could just go out and pet them. How many of you just want to pet a cow? Pet a cow. Pet a cat. Pet a cow. If you don't do it, when are you going to do it? Huh? I'd own a cow, but I heard it's a lot of upkeep. And all they eat is dead grass, and it's still a lot of upkeep. If I just ate dead grass, I'd be cheap. Alright. This video is is over now. I'm going to end it. You all have a great day. Listen, remember, I'm doing this because it's, for me, it's better to have something than nothing. I'm in the void of space, talking. You listen, you don't listen. I'm just going to be, this is myself. This is it. But when I get home, actually, I might do a talk tonight and upload it tonight. Because I said Milo's house, they said it's going to be delivered tonight. So, Milo, it's funny, like he'll be gone and then he returns. I don't know where he goes. But he brought another cat. He didn't bring it, we're kidding. This orange, she's orange, and it's a girl. I know because I finally got my hands on her and her butt went up. Then I saw it was a girl. No matter what, I'm getting her fixed. I'll take care of them. Milo's definitely coming in the house. Her, I don't know. You know, it's just hard. You can't, you know, it's like, I feel like I'm here. I have to do something. I have to, the point of my life is to make these cats' lives better. What am I here, you know? I can't just be here to feed myself. I have to feed others too. Don't worry. When the season comes, actually I'll do it now. You know when you go to the grocery store and they have the bags and they're with food and they're like, oh, you know, they're like $6.99, $7.99, $10. You should always do that if you have extra money, since, you know, people get food. The worst thing is to be starving. Well, here's to another day being alive. Thank you for taking care of someone today. Thank you for making someone's day today. Thank you for being so strong you hit that egg. You did it. You're a monster. I gotta go. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll talk to you tonight. But who knows? I like to do things random. No plan, no problem. No views, no problem. No life, that's a problem. You'll have a great day.